I knew how to make a website. HTML and CS, it was easy. I could make websites. Yeah, sure. Sometimes I'd struggle a bit, or, a negative margin here, some magic numbers there. In the end, it eventually would get to where I wanted it to be. And, I could make websites. It wasn't so bad. And then I got a new job. I got hired as a teacher, and then I had to teach people HTML and CSS who had never written a line of code in their life. It's all good though. I knew HTML and CSS. I knew how to make websites. This should not be a problem. And it wasn't for a day, maybe two. And then, of course, people, as they would, start asking why. Or how can I do it like this instead? Because I don't want to do it exactly like that. And the more questions I got, the more I sat there going, I don't really know how this is working. I could get it to work, I could force it to work, but when it came to really understanding how it worked, I didn't really know. This really opened my eyes, and it got me to dive into learning how CSS works, the fundamentals, the building blocks of CSS. I didn't want to learn the new stuff. I wanted to learn the absolute basics so I could answer these questions of why. Why does this work? Why does that work? Why things are working. There is a logic behind all of it, but it's something that's usually skipped beyond when we're learning HTML and CSS. And as I learned all of this, suddenly CSS went from something that was sort of, I had to hack my way through almost. And it was a challenge, challenging myself to get through it, but it was really frustrating. Whenever you start a new project and you're jumping in, it's really exciting. And then all of a sudden it starts to become a bit of a slog and you're pulling through and you have all these problems and it's demotivating. And then at the very end, you're just like, oh, this sense of relief comes over you because you managed to get it to work. And then you never want to look at that code again because it's a mess and you don't fully understand it, but it worked, so you're happy. I was there. But now when I look at a design, I can start predicting right away what I'm going to be writing to make all of that work. I have a very good idea before I write a single line of code what I'm going to be doing, and I'm pretty confident that it will work. Don't get me wrong, I still make mistakes, I still run into problems, but now instead of problems where I have to hack my way through it, searching on Stack Overflow or banging my head against the wall sometimes, when a problem happens, I usually know what caused it. And if I don't know what caused it, I can narrow it down much, much quicker, find a solution, and I found that CSS now, it's become predictable. I know what it's going to do when I'm writing it. And the best part of that is it just makes the whole process fun. When I start a website to when I finish, there's challenges, it's a bit like a puzzle. But when you're putting puzzle pieces together, you sort of know what to do. You just have to find the right ones, and it gets easier and easier the more you do it. It's a little bit the same with CSS. It becomes a puzzle that's fun to do, but not where you're struggling to get two pieces that don't fit together to sort of ram them together. You know what fits together, you know what to do to get to the end, and it's just an enjoyable experience from start to finish. If it wasn't for getting that job as a teacher and realizing that I didn't really understand CSS, I never would have fallen in love with it the way I have. It's really a wonderful language once you understand. I know it gets a bad rap. People hate it. They think it's frustrating. If you know how it works and you know the foundations of what it's built on, it's not frustrating. It's an amazing language. Understanding how it works makes it fun and easy. So come and join me in this course and unlock the true potential of CSS.